a lot of reference to cream. Yeah, okay.
On that note, we would like to present to you moments in fine dining.
Yes.
Great moments from our own lives.
Yeah. So in college, every Wednesday was half-price hash browns at the Waffle House in town. And in Harrisonburg, Virginia, there's only like one to two places to go. Thank you. There's only like two places you can go that late at night, and this was one of them. And we would always go. There was 4 or 5 of us, and we would get giant plates of hash browns. You know, they've got like the 8 different ways you can get it. It's like smothered and scattered and covered.
Wow, some of you were just like smothered.
You guys castrated? Castrated? I think
I am aware.
And there's all these different ways you can get it. And we would do that. We'd get a big plate of that, and then we would always finish with what we called the jelly suck, which was we would just
go on.
It was just we would take the little jelly packets and kind of scoop it like you do a Jello shot, like with your finger, and then just shoot them and see who can get it down fastest. And that is how I spent my Wednesdays.
There's literally no benefits to that.
Like the little pack, like the little
yes,
square.
yes, enough for one slice of toast.
Did you have a favorite flavor?
The berry ones were usually easier to go down. Orange marmalade was tough. Apple was rough. I think because it's just a mealier consistency. Apple jelly, apple butter. Apple butter was tough. Also, not fair in a jelly suck-off to use apple butter.
I've said that so many times.
Yeah. Grape or the mixed berry. Yeah.
That's a great moment.
Fine dining, you guys. The first time that my brother-in-law met my family, my mom made us explain what a taint was. So it was Easter, and Dan was meeting my family for the first time. We were all having dinner, and like my family's pretty casual. We're allowed to like use bad words at the dinner table, and I have to assume it was like some reference to like a Daily Show joke, because I don't know under what other circumstances my sisters and I would have used the word taint. But one of us quoted, I think, a Daily Show joke, and the rest of us started laughing, and it's my 2 sisters and my brother and I were laughing really hard. And Mom's like, what is everyone laughing at? And my brother-in-law's like, he was just Nora's boyfriend at the time. So he's sitting there and he's like, oh no. And we're laughing really hard. My mom's getting like mom mad, where she's like laughing a little bit, but is also really frustrated that she's like being left out. She's like, no, what's taint? Someone tell me what taint is right now. What is taint? And we're all like, oh God. And we're laughing really hard, and Dan's sitting there like, what do I do? My girlfriend's mom is demanding that someone explain what taint is. And my siblings and I are laughing so hard, and Dan is like trying really hard not to laugh, and then I think my mom thought that because he was like the most composed, that maybe he would have to explain it to her. And I can just like see him just like, I pray for death. I pray for death. And we're laughing, and my mom's like, girls, right now, I'm serious. What is taint? Someone just tell me. Just tell me. And it was like between like choked laughter, we're like crying and like trying to explain, like, taint your mom. We're like laughing and laughing. We finally like get through it, and we're all like crying. And I was like, doctors call that a perianus. Like suddenly doctor lingo is extremely important in the Lions household, which it is not.
Do they?
This part's mom is to be believed.
Yeah.
Sure.
She was so mad. And then of course when she's like laughing at that point, what was super weird was we tried to reflect fondly on this hilarious memory like a year or 2 later, and she's like, I don't remember that. What's taint?
You are doomed to have this discussion after you go.
And she's like, oh right, doctors call that a perianus.
So do I from now on. So do I.
Great moment. Great moment
in fine dining, yeah.
My story takes place like maybe 7 years ago. I have this younger cousin who's kind of always been a handful. So at the time he was maybe like 18 years old or whatever, and he just wanted to like hear himself say an opinion. He's like that guy. So we're sitting around Thanksgiving with my entire family, including both sets of grandparents, and he just says out of nowhere, you know, I think that the Holocaust was partially the Jews' fault. To which my two grandparents, who fought in World War II, said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" To which he replied, "No, let me finish." To which I thought, thank God. And he went on to talk about how, like, you know, they should have stood up for themselves. Like, if somebody came to them and were like, get on the train, they should have been like, no! And then they wouldn't have to get on the train, and the Holocaust could have totally been avoided. To which my grandparents said, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." To which he said, "No, hear me out." I was like, and then Mel Brooks isn't leading the Jews then. It's not like, you know, if you just go like this, you know, everyone will be fine. We still talk about it to this day. He just came back for Thanksgiving, and he came in, he was only there for 20 minutes, and he's like, "By the way, I just got pre-engaged to my girlfriend." And I thought that just existed in Arrested Development, but apparently it exists in real life. He got pre-engaged to his girlfriend, so he's like 25, I'm like 30, and my brother's 26. He turns to my brother and goes, "Yeah, Billy, you know, there's still time for you yet, and Steve, we still love you anyway." And in my mind, I was just thinking, you know, the Holocaust was your fault. Fuck you.
Great moments in fine
Great
dining.
moments in